Thanks. Okay, let me allow to start. Hello everyone, or good morning and welcome to you all, distinguished delegates, presenters and participants from SAARC member state and beyond. I am Tula Paudel, Research Fellow, Energy Trade at SAARC Energy Center, Islamabad, and it's my privilege to serve as a moderator for today's session. On behalf of the center, I extend my sincere appreciation to all of you for joining this important webinar, Project Management Consulting for Renewable Energy Project, and we will specifically focus on hydro, solar and wind. This event is streaming right from the SAARC Energy Center in Islamabad. Ladies and gentlemen, to deliberate on the theme of today's session, we have esteemed speakers, Mr. Madhu Prasad Betua from Nepal and Dr. Irfan Yusuf from Pakistan. Thank you, presenters. We truly appreciate your time and valuable contribution. Before the start of the presentation, I'll share a short introduction of each presenter. We are pleased to have with us the director of SAARC Energy Center, Mr. Abdul Rashid Jokio, who is joining online. Now, I invite the director to kindly deliver the opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Dear participant speakers of the webinar. My name is Abdul Rashid Jokio. I'm Director SAARC Energy Center. Good to see you everybody here online. And pleased to welcome everybody in this webinar regarding project management consulting for renewable energy projects, hydro, solar and wind. This is the 6th webinar out of the 11 planned webinars under the program of the SAARC Energy Center. South Asia is rich in hydro and solar potential, but realizing this potential requires effective planning, resource management, risk mitigation. In today's era of global energy transition, PMC plays a vital role ensuring projects are technically sound, financially viable, and compliant with environmental and regulatory standards. This webinar will highlight how PMC services from feasibility studies and financing strategies to construction oversight, operation and risk management can be strengthened every stage of the renewable energy project. The discussions are particularly significant for our region, where we are striving for affordable, reliable, sustainable energy solutions. Dear participants, to lead this discussion today, we have a panel of esteemed experts. We have Mr. Madhu Prasad, former Secretary Government of Nepal, and Dr. Irfan Yusuf, CEO Climate Action and Policy Initiative, Pakistan. They have the wealth of knowledge and years of invaluable experience in energy sector, and they are well recognized. I hope their insights, in-depth understanding of project development, along with policy regulatory approaches, will greatly enrich the discussions for all the participants today. I thank you for joining the webinar, and I hope and believe the session will strengthen the project management practices that can drive the transformation of our energy sector for the benefit of everybody. I would like to hand over further proceeding of the session to Mr. Tolaram to take the agenda further. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words and good wishes for a fruitful and interesting session ahead. Moving forward, we have two presentations of about 1.5 hours, which will be followed by question and answer. Dear participant, you are kindly invited to submit your question to the speaker by typing them in the chat box available in the attendees pane of Microsoft Teams window. You may send your question at any time during presentation. With this, I would like to introduce the first speaker of the day, Mr. Madhu Prasad Betuwal. He is a distinguished professional in Nepal, water and energy sector. He holds a master's degree in water resource engineering from the Free University of Brussels and Catholic University Belgium. And he has an additional master's in public administration in one university, Nepal. With over 42 years of experience, he has served in key leadership roles across major government institutions and projects. His career journey spanned from engineer to director general, joint secretary, chief executive officer, and secretary. Notably, he has served as secretary of Water and Energy Commission Secretariat, CEO of Burigandaki Hydropower Company. The company constituted to develop a 1200 megawatt hydropower plant, as well as he served as CEO of the Pancheshwar Development Authority and Director General of Department of Electricity Development, and so on. So with this introduction, I would like to invite first presenters of the day, Mr. Madhu Prasad Betuwal, sir. Yes, sir. You may proceed with your presentation. Madhu, sir, you are muted.
Okay. Am I audible?
Now you are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tularam Paulji. Good morning, namaskar. Respected Mr. Abdul Rashid, Director from SAARC Energy Center, distinguished experts, Mr. Irfan Yusuf, distinguished participants, and officials of SAARC Energy Center. First of all, I would like to thank SAARC Energy Center for organizing series of webinars.
Sir, your camera is off, sir. If you on your camera page.
Sorry, am I audible?
Yeah, audible, but camera is off, sir. If you wish to on your camera, then you can do it.
It's on.
You are not visible, audible but not visible.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, sorry. Please go on, sir.
You can just turn off your camera and turn on again.
Yeah, it is already. I can see my. You see, I can see, but
not display, sir. It's no problem, sir. Please
okay.
go on, sir.
So, first of all, I would like to thank SAARC Energy Center for organizing webinars on a very important topics, bringing us together in virtual platform and providing me an opportunity to share some of my knowledge regarding project management consultings and renewable energy projects. Let me share the slides. Could you get it?
Not yet, sir.
Share, no? Should I click on the share document? No, I need to click.
Yes, yes.
Ali, can you make him a presenter? I mean, let him on the camera and mic also.
Yes, sir. He is already.
Did you get it?
Not, sir.
What is the problem?
Sir, just you close all the file you have opened, then reopen your presentation, isn't it? Then you go to the share and you will find that maybe.
Share content. So I click on the screen window tab. No, am I right?
Not screen, but window. Yeah, window, sir.
Window. Okay.
Sir, have you clicked the share button first?
Did you get now?
Not yet. Sir, first please you click the share button of this webinar video.
So could you able to see the slides?
No, not yet.
So please click on the share and then share as first.
Can we request Madhu Saab to rejoin? I think he might having issues.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, sir, you can please.
We can wait for you rejoining.
Yes.
Yes. So, Madhu sir,
If,
Sir,
if
Yes,
there's-
I'm listening you.
yeah, we can listen you too.
Sir.
I think you can also meanwhile share the content with the Tolaram also. If you cannot display, we can display.
I have shared the slides. So did you get it?
sir, I think we'll first take from Dr. Yusuf, isn't it? Sir, yesterday
So-
we
So I
conducted
will I will rejoin, okay?
yes, sir, because yesterday we had mock exercise at that time we were able to do, but how then?
Yesterday,
So-
yesterday,
Dr. Yusuf, are you there? Hello?
yes.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
So I think, yeah, please be ready. I think Madhu sir is not able to share the slide. Okay, Dr. Yusuf. So now I would like to request Dr. Yusuf for presentation first, and let me give his introduction. Dr. Yusuf holds a PhD in civil engineering, water hydropower with credential in GSG, accounting and mitigation, and brings over 21 years of experience in clean energy, climate finance, climate market, and regulation. He is CEO of the Climate Action and Policy Initiative and MKAI Consulting. He has partnered with international, national nodal agencies to set policy on the finance and drive just energy transition. He was involved to craft Pakistan National Green Hydrogen Strategy, carbon market policy, and EV and microgrid regulation. While serving at AEDB, he has involved in the development of renewable energy project and introducing Pakistan net metering regime. So it shows he's a very dynamic professional. So now I would like to request him, please.
Thank you, Mr. Poladam and Mr. Madhu, the distinguished participants in the podcast, providing the opportunity for this talking on this very important aspect, which is very close to my heart because I have been involved in development of renewable power since my inception of the career. And I have been dealing with so many of the renewable power projects that helped me to not only gain expertise but also empowered me to share my knowledge and experience with the participants. And of course, the SEC platform is a unique platform where we can connect virtually with our brother countries, and we can share our knowledge and experience and learn from each other. As Mr. Polaram was indicating, the topic of today's discussion is project management consulting for renewable energy projects. I'll be focusing more on wind and solar power projects, and our here distinguished speaker we will be talking more about the renewable energy technologies, including hydro. I will not go into the introduction style, my introduction or details because Mr. Tola has already given us state probably move to the presentation. During this discussion, I'll be sharing a little bit overview of what is project management consulting and its importance in renewable projects. Role of PMC in renewables, how PMC adds value in solar and wind power projects. Key components where we need to be very vigilant and we need to be very careful uh, in river power project development, including feasibility studies development, financing, regulatory compliance, risk management, procurement, construction oversight, stakeholder engagement, and performance optimization. We talked about the specific challenges that usually are encountered during developing and execution of wind and solar power projects, and what could be the appropriate approaches that the consultants and the project management entities should take to address those. There will be a brief on some global experiences and examples to demonstrate how PMC can be very prolific for labor power development in a most efficient manner. And then, of course, we can have QA in the session, depends how the program allows to move forward. Just to give you an overview, what is project management consulting? Basically, it's a tool that basically is used to guide and support the project stakeholders to plan, to develop, to construct, and operate and execute the river power project. There's plenty of items that need to be taken care of. The scope of services of different individuals vary depending upon their roles. Likewise, if the project managers and consultants are associated with the project, they have to assist in the feasibility studies, design, optimization, financing strategies, approvals, and risk mitigation practices. I start with the planning, where the consultants are usually engaged for resource assessments, site screening, pre-feasibility studies, financial modeling, E&S baseline, EIS scoping. EIA means environmental and social and environmental impact assessments. If there would be requirements of any approvals or permits or regulatory compliance is required, that has to be done. Grid interconnection studies, stakeholder mapping, and all that stuff. During the development, of course, EPC contracting, HSA plan, scheduling management of critical path activities, contractor supervision, procurement tracking, and progress.
Hello, Dr. Shu,
Yeah,
your slide are also not displayed. Please, can you show your slide?
yeah, it's displaying on my.
Not displayed for the audience, I think. Not able to see.
Can you check from your side? Have you allowed the sharing?
Yes. That's why
Because from my side,
so please
You can retry. You can try.
can you check from your side, Mr. Tola? Because from my side, it's sharing it and it's displaying from my side.
Wait, our IT officer is going on this. Audience will say.
so is it possible that we share the
Okay, let me.
slides are not visible. So, so please, sir,
Can you,
unshare and then reshare.
Dr. Rishi, you can send the slide in my WhatsApp. Okay.
Yeah, I think I have already sent you, Mr.
Yes,
Kola.
yes.
I sent it to you yesterday. You can display it from your side.
Okay, we'll display the slide. Okay. Wait just a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Dear participant, apologize for this technical problem. It is our sixth webinar, but earlier we were able to resolve today some problem. Yes, just.
Ali, can you display the presentation of the speaker?
Yes, sir, I'm downloading it very soon.
Okay. Please next time first have the copies saved at your end. I mean, if there's any problem, you can display and the speaker can speak.
Yes. Is it visible, please? Is visible or not? Madhu sir,
No,
Jupiter sir?
No. I mean, first it's just appeared a slide and then went offline. Now it's visible.
Share screen. So it means share screen is working fine, not the Windows option. So click on the share and then share screen. So share screen is working. Then audience freestyle is now the slide is visible.
Still not.
Madhu sir, visible?
I could not see.
seems to be.
I could not see. I could not see the slides.
Slide is, we can see the slide. Can you make a presentation mode?
Yes.
It's visible now.
Yes, visible now.
Okay.
Yeah, very much visible now.
So,
Okay. So please.
okay, Dr. Saab, on which slide you were? Khalid, please move the slide as Dr. Saab advises.
Sir,
Irfan sir, just you
Slide
guide
three.
us.
this one.
No, the next one. Yeah, this one.
Okay, sir, please.
The previous one, the previous.
Yes, previous.
Yeah, thank you. Now, again, our apologies for this interruption because of some IT glitches. We continue from where we left. I was just talking about the role of project management consulting, and I left at the stage when we were talking about development. During construction, the consultants and the project management team, they have to take care of performance, delivery, testing, handing over uh, documents, KPIs, SCADA systems, warrants, maintenance, asset management, ESG reporting, and during operations, it's all about performance testing, handover as built, Q&A, Q&M, performance warrants, and reporting. The overall objectives is or the whole scheme is to ensure that the projects deliver as per the timelines that are agreed within the budget which is specified, and the quality and safety standards are completely and comprehensively are met with. This is the overall job and the delivery mechanism of project management consulting. And if this is not met with, then of course there are some issues which we need to correct. There could be some risk or issues associated with it, which we'll talk about later on. Um, the importance of project management consulting is continuously increasing due to certain reasons. That the associated are important ones are that the globally we are presenting from uh, the conventional fossil fuel based electricity to renewable power. This transition it requires rapid technology advancement, and effective PMC is essential to harness local resources, reduce costs, mitigate risk, and ensure compliance with all the regulatories and the policy standards and mechanisms. Next slide. Yeah, when we talk about PMC role in the project and to discuss why it matters, it really matters to gauge in how the project outcomes are designed and how these are standardized from the perspective of PM practices, the governance mechanisms, and risk scheduling and quality assurance. Um, this is very important that management consulting ensures project success. This is one of the major tasks of the consulting or management team, that they eventually they have to make the project success. And success means, as I indicated previously, the we have to meet with the objective of completing the project within a timeline, within a budget, and ensuring that we are complying with all the quality standards and permits. We have to provide a structured approach to handle complexities and deliver successful outcomes, manage the costs, risk, and all those complexities during the project management execution, so that we can reduce the cost overruns or any disidentified unforeseen issues that can be foreseen. We have to comply with the essential technical quality standards, like for renewable and wind power projects. Globally, we all follow IEC standards. We have to comply with those standards, so that not only for the point of view of equipment quality, but also the installation, commissioning, execution, and operations. The all steps have different standards that IEC has set forth. In addition, there are some regulatory compliance and grid code requirements stated therein. We have to comply with all those requirements in a safe and comply with the safety norms, preventing environmental damage or any technical damage to the system, to the power plant, to the grid, and also manage the legal issues. Timely delivery is very important, because as we say that with the time lost, uh, and if we do not follow the timelines, of course, then the cost usually escalates, and this is our duty as the management team or management consultants, that we should not allow any cost overrun without any legitimate reason. We have enabled to manage multiple projects in a parallel and achieve strategic targets. The international studies and guidelines have indicated that without professional project management, uh, uh, we usually base a lot of money, a lot of capital cost is wasted. Reason being, if professionals are not dealing with all these activities and not managing as per the standards and the requirements, then of course there would be some ad hoc activities. There would be some slip ups, some mishaps that may occur in due course that can lead to some losses to the project sites. Some studies have indicated that there are some projects globally reported where the cumulative impact of those projects were around $1 billion that were lost. That could have been much less, at least 28 times less, if the standardized project management activities could have been executed. Next slide. That's why it is very important to take into account the PMC role in overall project management activities. Uh, next slide. Please. Yeah, just to give you an overview. First of all, why we are talking about the importance of renewable energy, and what is why this is an important for South Asia. Globally, renewable energy is expanding, accelerating in a very high pace. The landscape is increasing, and we can see that by 2050, I could supply 90% of the world electricity, underscoring the need for strong project investment. And this is very important, and this is why um, uh, it was thought by SAARC Energy Center to have this kind of a discussion session so that we can instigate and trigger this discussion that we should pursue the project manager practices in overall renewable power developments. It is foreseen that it's around $2 trillion dollar investment per year is needed by 2030 if we have to pursue our global commitments that have been given to mitigate the GHG emissions by different countries under the NDCs. Effective PMC is critical to ensure that these projects are delivered, executed, and impact is created. Um, Experts project that they're going to be around 455 megawatt of solar capacity that will be added annually to meet the net zero goals that have been set forth by the developed nations, the developing countries, also the conglomerates, the multinational companies, which requires streamlining project execution and reduce soft cost. The soft cost is very important. Now we'll talk a little bit more about it later on and then explain why it's important nowadays that we should curtail the cost of cost, which is usually associated with permitting and management, so that we can economize the cost of the projects. In our South region, we have a vast renewable energy potential. The global studies have indicated that um, the South region is best suited for all the renewable power technologies, whether you call it wind, solar, geothermal, hydro, biomass. There's a plenty of resources available, and this is important to scale all those development that has already been taken. And such rapid growth requires effective project management to navigate different related issues like the land acquisition, grid execution, integration, policy mechanisms, environmental management, and all that stuff. We have to come up to meet with the expectations of the management as well as the requirements of the policy stream and the government side. We have to bridge a gap uh, between the ambitious goals and on the ground execution challenges, ensuring that the projects are bankable, socially acceptable, technically sound. There are no social issues. The community is aligned with the project. The access is always available to ensure that we can easily transport the equipment and access the site all the time and execute and deliver the projects. We should have uh, readily available the grid access by the time we are ready to start testing and commissioning of the project. So these all are important elements which requires that the project management consulting is taking a good role in overall development and execution. Next slide, please. If we talk about the key components there, usually we target 8 important components, starting from the feasibility assessment, wherein we do comprehensive technical and financial feasibility studies. We have seen projects traditionally the entities used to start initial assessments and start construction of the project, and once the projects are executed, they finalize their financial numbers, and based on those they file the tariff petitions and get the tariffs. In that case, in most of the cases, what we have learned and from the historical perspectives, um, we the management teams were not able to manage the cost and timelines, and due to which the tariff numbers became very high, and eventually this increase in electricity cost basically um, at the end impacts the consumers. So in order to manage the that very much important impact on the consumers, the profession they thought about that it is always better to plan in front, upfront, to avoid any kind of slippages or wastage of time or wastage of cost, money. And that's why they require now a bankable feasibility study beforehand, before the project construction is started. It also includes financing and economic structuring, project finance, investment appraisals, involving banks, different financial structures, including the project financing, blended financing, climate financing, carbon market financing. These are all a great part of this financing and economic part of the project management cycle. The third is regulatory compliance in the course of development. Initially, historically, there was a practice that the developers and the sponsors they used to get the approvals and permits in due course of construction or even after operations. But now it feels compulsory that it is important to process and adhere to all local regulations and policy beforehand, and we get hold of all those approvals before the actual construction is started. In due course, um, as you know, when we start working on the sites, there's certain risks are associated which could not be seen upfront. I'll share an example. While we were undertaking a wind power project in Jampir, uh, the construction period was started in November. It was around a 14 months period, but when we landed in July, we hit by heavy monsoon in Jampi region, which was very scarce. And because of that, there was flooding situation at the project site, which was never predicted or foreseen. And due to that, there were some delays, there were some losses, and there were some relocation was also required, and additional cost was imparted in creating a channel for channeling the water, and if in future such situation arises. However, if this situation could have been averted, or this risk could have been managed if it would have been properly identified, and this loss could have been avoided. So these kind of situation come across, and we have to keep managing these things. In during the procurement and contracting, we have to manage the procurement mechanisms. We have to procure each and every component, whether from the within the market, local components have to be identified, where we can get the support from the local market because it economize the project cost, and which products are not manufactured locally, we have to import those. Construction oversight is basically it's a supervision activity that consultants do. They help. They act like as independent auditors, facilitators, and the supporters so that any slippage or mishap can be avoided and keep the project on track. Stakeholders, when we work on the project site, the multiple stakeholders are involved, not only the government side, not only the private side, not only the direct contributor of the project like the contractors, consultants, but also the local community, which is very important stakeholder of this overall stream. We have to address their concerns, ensure their support, and maintain transparency in our overall scheme. After commissioning, we have to perform the monitoring and operations and maintenance so that we can manage all the requirements for the successful operations. Why this is important? Because if the power plant will operate as per the required standards, it will get the funding that or get the returns which are anticipated. And if the operations are not in line, then of course the project sponsor will face losses, which of course is not the interest of not only the sponsor but also the government. Next slide. What is included in the feasibility assessment? It's basically laying the groundwork. It starts with the resource and site assessments, and evaluate the resource potential at prospect site for energy output and assess land availability and grid proximity. We need to identify the solar readiness in case of the solar project is being done. We have to highlight the wind speed, what are the wind speeds, annual average wind speed at the site, what is going to be the estimated capacity factors, then levelized cost of energy. Also, we need to talk about how much land is available, what is the distance from the grid, water is available or not, what is environmental and social sensitivity of the project site. These all components are assessed in technical feasibility studies, the economic viability, then comes up that conducts a financial analysis and project revenues and calculate IRR, NPV, IR is internal rate of return, NPV is net present value on levelized cost of energy. Then, of course, permitting and impact studies will identify environmental social factors, and outcome is going to be a very handsome and tangible feasibility support guiding the decision to proceed with the next stage of the project development. Next slide. The financing of financial structuring is very important, keeping in view the current circumstances and how the private sector investment is coming into it. Because in most of the financing structures, there are usually two components. One is equity and the debt. In equity part, of course, some sponsors either they participate individually or they create joint ventures. They get the grants, viability gap grants, or carbon revenue, or any other funding stream that may come across in due course. Whereas in the debt part, of course, there could be only one lender, like in various projects in South Asia. IFC has been funding different projects, renewable power projects. However, there are some instances where multiple debt financiers they work together to finance the projects. When one take a lead as a senior debt manager, the other is mezzanine, and then they all work together to get the funding available for the project. For making all this capital structuring, since renewable power projects are capital incentives, the capital costs are higher as compared to operational costs. We have to be very careful in structuring the financial planning, blending the equity, channeling the equity and debt drawdown, and then financial modeling to develop the project finance models, forecasting cash flows over the project life, ensuring that financial metrics are attractive for investors and the lenders. In due course, we have to secure the investments because preparing bankable documents is very crucial for lenders. Without bankable documents like the concession documents we talk about, It includes the power purchase agreement or energy purchase agreement, or if there is any associated any government guarantee or any guarantee mechanism that's allowed under the policy mechanism that have to be secured so that the lenders would must be comfortable in giving the loan. The important aspect that the lenders usually share a major chunk of the total cost. They usually share 70 to 80% of the cost of the project, and because of that, their risk coverage is very important in overall project management perspective. In due course, we have to during the feasibility studies, we have to develop and devise a cost control strategies. We have to develop budgeting, cost management practices to prevent overruns. Given tight margins in renewables, because in most of the cases the competitions are very high. We have seen very low tariffs coming out in recent the 2 3 years. That means that the profit margins are very less. There are very small margins for the project sponsors to operate on very low rate of returns. Any cost overruns can jeopardize the project viability. So we have to be very careful in that perspective. And lastly, innovative financing mechanism we have to talk about. Likewise, currently there are certain soft financing tools are available. Some grants are also available in shape of the climate finance. Different sources are there, like the Green Climate Fund, Mitigation Action Facility, ET, and a lot more. There's some bilateral funding sources as well, which provide very attractive capital funding. Blending financing is also available. Carbon financing is also available. We have to take into account all these structures while we plan the finances. Next slide. Under the regulatory compliances and permitting, in most of the cases, it starts with developing a compliance roadmap and timeline so that we should not miss any required approval in due course. Likewise, if we talk about during first 3 months, we have to get the approvals for environmental and social screening, site NOCs, grid NOCs, and in due course we carry out our feasibility assessments. So in development stages, of course, we have to carry out due diligences, interconnection studies, responses from energy related departments, regulators, get their permissions on tariffs and licensing, like a generation license. In the permitting side, we have to get the permission for building controls. We have to sign the power purchase agreements, and then, of course, when we are ready for the construction, we should have HNS plan and financial closure. These all are interlinked and related and dependent each other, and have to be complied with within the timelines. And this critical path development for ensuring that these are delivered on time is very important. We have there could be some hurdles associated in due course that can be regulatory barriers or community positions that might lead to certain delays in renewable power projects, their constructions. However, we have to anticipate all these issues very early, engage with the relevant authorities proactively, and ensure that all documentation is thoroughly and timely available, and we do not fall prey to any kind of issue that may delay the project development. The stakeholder coordination is very important in this whole stream. And we have seen that particularly if the relevant entities, the public sector and the local communities are not involved in project development period, of course, there's some issues are being faced, and we have to manage all those issues in due course so that we should not fall prey to any kind of a surprise that come across in due course. Just to give an example, if land title is not clear and there are some land claimants, we cannot avoid this thing and we cannot park this aspect for the construction or the operational phase. We have to manage the land title case upfront so that the lenders are comfortable, the project contractor is comfortable, and it can execute the project effectively and deliver the project within the timeline. Next slide. Yeah, this identification is very important. Like we know that release was is uncertain. At certain periods, and it goes down to 0 meter per second, and in some periods, particularly in summers, it can go beyond in 14 to 20 meter per second. We have to be very careful while designing the wind power projects, particularly, and be sure that what probability or CDS we are taking in designing our project. Is it P50 or P90? Banks usually prefer P90, whereas government prefer P50. However, we can drop on agreement among those if we able to get it down to P75 or P80. There that is estimates can be very beneficial for mitigating the risk associated. Which are high risk, and we can find some technical solutions, some contractual protections and insurance coverage, so that these are managed adequately. Just to give an example, if there is a risk for any climatic impact happening at the project site, we need to make sure that we should have a proper insurance, the proper insurance made available, so that if there would be any climatic activity that may have an impact or damaging the equipment, we can cover it with insurances. Otherwise, it will be very costly subject for the project. Continuous monitoring is very important throughout the project cycle. Deploy corrective actions, adjust budgets, project scope in consultation with stakeholders, which is very important. Just to give you an example, we were working on a project, a hydropower project, wherein we felt that the water bodies are being disturbed, and because of that, those water bodies got contaminated while we were constructing the plant, as the water has to be stopped. However, the institution was addressed, highlighted timely, and then addressed very timely, so that nuisance should not be created, and the local communities are fully satisfied. So, and they remain supportive for the project. This indicates that the risk management is very important. We have to be proactive, and it directly pays off. It can improve project returns significantly. Next slide, please. During the procurement and contracting, yeah, this strategy is to be very comprehensive and very wide. We need to be very careful, because the equipment qualities and equipment prices are varying a lot, and we need to be very careful while deciding upon the equipment that has to be commissioned. We should not compromise on the quality, but at the same time, we can find some better sources for the same quality of equipment, and get some better prices, because the competition is very high nowadays. We need to develop a procurement plan to decide on contract models, and the bulk procurement can reduce cost, but requires careful management. This is very important for us to know. RFP preparation in usually private sector, they issue very time limited, time bound RFPs with technical specification and timelines, whereas in public sector the RFPs are quite broad and quite comprehensive. The evaluation mechanism in the public sector are quite robust. In private sector, we usually see that the direct contracting is being done after identifying the potential suppliers. But in all due course, we have to be very careful that we are not falling prey of any the cost and quality balance issues. But at the same time, we have to be very vigilant in negotiating our contracts, um, mitigate those concerns that may come across during the project owner's interest, timely delivery, performance guarantees, liquidated damages for delays, underperformance of warranty terms, financing terms. These all need to be taken care of while we are negotiating the contracts. Uh, in most of the cases, nowadays, it's not becoming a norm that we keep a performance guarantee for any underperformance, and we impose the liquidated damages as well. And these are part and parcel of the contracts that we negotiate. In supply chain management, we have to a very comprehensive management plan, logistics, the storage facilities. We have to track the manufacturers when they are starting the manufacturing of a required equipment, the date and time for the shipping of the equipment, and when it will be coming to the project site. This whole tracking mechanism is very important so that we should avoid each and every delays or aspects that can hamper the project in any way. Like in many countries in SAARC region, there are requirements for local content, which is also applicable in Pakistan. We have to be sure that we are complying with the local content requirements and import regulations. If we are getting some sort of from some equipment locally, we need to make sure that these are procured locally. Reason being, if it is complying with the required standard, then we should make sure that it is supplied by the local suppliers. There are three reasons associated with it. Number one, it reduces the delivery time period and the cost, and of course economize, which is an interest of the project sponsor. Second, is a regulatory requirement. We have to make sure that the local market is pretty safe. And third, it is important to know that Mr. Tola, my slides, they got disappeared. Can you please reshare? Mr. Tola, Mr. Tola, are you listening? Am I audible to you all? Mr. Tola, anybody from SEC? Can you listen me? Anybody from the participants, can you listen me? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Can you please reshare the presentation?
Yes. Yes. Can you see the slides?
Yeah, I can see the slides. Can you go to the next slide now? From the construction management and oversight perspective, there are 6 very important aspects in due course. Of course, we have to prepare a comprehensive project execution plan to develop detailed project execution before construction is started. This helps in jogging down all the activities that are needed to start the project and execute it and commission it by the end of the day. The second component is on-site supervision during construction. We have to oversee the contractors and the subcontractors so that we can ensure the quality. We keep on inspecting and ensuring that installations are meeting with all engineering standards and manufacturers guidelines. In due course, we have to track the progress in accordance with the schedule we prepared. We have to use tools to monitor the progress daily and weekly. There are 3, 4 tools that are being used. Primavera is one of those for the MS project and the other tools which are being deployed by different entities to track the progress of the projects. Any slippage or if they are identified, we have to be very careful for that purpose, and keeping the projects on its critical path is a key for us to make it sure. We have to keep ourselves very apt in resolving any issues that may come across in due course. Mr.
Yes, next
Safety
slide.
and compliance. Safety and compliance and timely availability, these are very important for the project. Next slide, please. Social impact is as we are talking about is it's very important. Now it's becoming very critical for the project development. We have to because the lenders, the financiers, and community leaders, they are very much cautious about all these things. We have to map the stakeholders, engage with the community, particularly the local community. We have to address their grievances if they are being relocated, or if there are any cutting of trees is happening, or if there is any cutting of the any displacement of the people or their assets are happening. We have to be very careful and address their concerns. It is always important and beneficial if we share the benefits. These sponsors, if they are earning some profits from that project, they should spend some money at the project site in the name of because this is the corporate social responsibility of those entities to where they are working on it. They should involve the community in due course, and they manage with the stakeholders in overall project execution and delivery. Next slide, please. During the O&M phase, the performance monitoring, as indicated earlier, is very important and very crucial because the first step is from the project has to be transited from the EPC contractor to operational contractor. There have been some instances where the sponsor they award the first 2 to 5 years of operations or project operations to the EPC contractors. However, still the teams for both of the activities usually are different. The contracting team who is constructing usually is not the same who is operating who's going to operate the power plant. So there is a transition in any way has to be happen, and this transition is to be very careful and this has to be managed, including training of local operators, transferring all the project documentation, all the operational standards and activities that has to be taken care of. During the operations, the operation team, they have to track the performance continuously or monitor that the plant is performing as per the metrics that have been given. by the manufacturers and required under the grid code. There are certain digital tools already been deployed. They're like the SCADA system. They are the advanced tools to optimize the performance. These technologies allow issues to be detected early, and then of course we can easily manage the maintenance part if there is any. We can prevent the any issue in due course. Of course, during the plant operations, we usually have the scheduled maintenance plan already being imparted in operations. We can plan these activities and computerize the management system to ensure that these all are done in a very adequate manner. We have to keep improving the performance. We cannot allow the equipment to degrade or degrade beyond the permitted standards. We have to analyze the operational data to identify improvements. Continuous improvement cycles can be integrated into the overall system so that energy output can be increased. While we are preparing, we usually when do prepare these operational manuals, we usually establish the key performance indicators, and in order to keep up the performance in according to KPIs, we have to report or either on weekly basis or monthly basis, so that the performance is compliance as per PPA or any conceptual documents we keep on pursuing and should not be underperforming. After the plant is being executed, operated, and it completes its life, then of course we have to be during the course we have to make sure that the components are replaced, repowered, or if there is going to be decommissioning as a part of the period and end life of the project. This is being done as per the planning that is executed. Next slide. We'll talk about challenges which are specific to wind and solar. I'll talk about the challenges which are specific to solar first, and then we'll go to the wind, and then how these can be mitigated. Landing, the first challenge which with the solar power project is the land acquisition and siting. The most important element associated with the solar power project is that when the plants are executed, they consume all the land. In contrast to wind, where only some studs are installed, and between two studs or two towers of the wind turbines, we get enough land where that can be used for agricultural activities or any other activity, and of course local community can also be allowed to get benefit of that land. But in case of solar, we do not have that kind of opportunity. Whatever land is required, this all has to be consumed for laying down, for siting the solar panels, and we have to design the power plant accordingly. We have to balance our land needs with community and environmental considerations. Again, solar is intermittent. It impacts the grid integration. Solar generation is high during the daytime hours between 10 to 2 p.m. and during the other time period is usually the output is reduced. It also depends upon the cloud cover, as well as if there is any soil or dust effect are there. Then the solar output is also impacted due to other climatic conditions, particularly the temperature. As the temperatures go beyond 35 degrees centigrade, the performance of the panels degrades immediately. So we have to be very careful while making all these things available, and be vigilant while interacting with the grid, ensuring that there is an adequate interconnection and a digital link with the grid operators is there. Nowadays, it is being considered that instead of installing solar power plant, if there is a battery storage or a hybrid wind or any other renewable energy source, if we have that kind of opportunity, we should go for that, which increases the grid stability and power stability as well. Grid capacity constraints can delay solar projects if transmission upgrades are needed, and this is also taken care of in during the execution. Again, the cost of solar power plants is though falling, but still its initial cost is high. Um, because the solar panels and inverters are becoming so cheap, the share of the soft costs, which usually involves the management part, the permissions, acquiring cost, and all this cost. The share of that cost is increasing. Traditionally, it was noted that the hardcore cost, the equipment cost usually had a share of 80 to 85% of the total project cost, which is now reducing to around 55 to 60% of the total cost, and rest is becoming the soft cost. If we're able to reduce that soft cost, of course, that provides an opportunity for us to economize the project and maximize the benefits. Technology efficiency is very important. There are different solar panels are available within the market that varies with the efficiency. Typically, it is around 25%, but there are some suppliers whose solar panel efficiencies are around 20 to 21%. We need to be vigilant that we are talking about those commercial modules which have high efficiencies, and we have to get hold of those, because if we are talking about high efficiency panels, of course we are talking about the low land requirement of land will be less. So it impacts the cost and the output. Solar farms are, if we talk about the environmental challenges, solar farms are relatively low impact, but still face concerns. And yeah, particularly, as I indicated, if we watch over whole land, we have to displace whole the population. If there is any, we have to change the use of the land. If there had been any use of that, if there were any water runoffs, or if there were any other commercial or activities being happening, we have to change all that, and have to fence. Sometimes we have to fence the land as well to make the security arrangements adequate. At the end life of the disposal of solar panels is becoming a big challenge nowadays, because there are a lot of solar panels are being installed now. We have seen that after completion of the life, this becomes waste management and disposal issue. We had to be very careful in creating the downscale industries that can use these solar panels, recycle those and reuse those for any productive use. Some countries have limited land, which led to creative solutions like floating solar or dual use like agrivoltaics. Like in Japan, the floating solar is very uh, um, common now. Whereas countries like Egypt, even India, agrivoltaics have been done. In SAARC context, just to populated areas, any push solar projects that basically it impacts the arable lands, and we need to be very careful that we should not consume the arable lands, rather barren lands, which should be the first choice. We have also explored innovative siting to overcome land scarcity issues that may hamper in years to come. Next slide, please. For the purpose of wind power projects, yeah, again, these wind power projects have their own issues, particularly uh, starting from the resource content, because solar is widely spread over all the locations, and the variability of solar resource within a large acreage of land is quite minimal. Whereas in case of wind, we can find variation of the available wind resource even within the acreages. Therefore, we had to be very careful while we are making assessments. We have to find out the good wind sites, and these are usually off and remote. We have to figure out if there is any infrastructure there or not. Um, and if there is no infrastructure there, of course, we have to build that infrastructure as well. Um, in the remote windy sites, transmission networks and all that stuff are also not available. This is a challenge. We have to upgrade those as well. Technical and construction challenges also there because wind turbines are so massive. Their lengths are very high. The length of blades, particularly, now becoming too huge. We have seen the blades of more than 60 meters high now, and the transportation is really a logistic issue. Of course, once the transportation is done, they're bringing the site. The installation is very tricky. In certain cases, the cranes are not available, and we have to import them from abroad so that those cranes can come and install the wind power projects. If we talk about offshore wind power plants, then of course this becomes very critical as well. With regards to environmental and social concerns, wind projects can face environmental issues and social issues because the communities raise some concerns with regards to the noise level that the wind turbine creates, and some shadow impacts are also being created. Countries, particularly European countries, they are very vigilant for that thing. In South Asia region, we have not seen opposition from the communities where the shadow is happening, but the shadow flickering is an impact which is now becoming a problem, and usually communities they raise voice on that. During the operation intermittency, as we know that wind power is variable, sudden drops in wind can lead to uh, sudden drop in wind speed can lead to rapid power output changes, which impacts grid operators and their performance. And there will be high wind, of course, penetration can require advanced forecasting and grid management tools. We need to be very careful at that time as well. Maintaining the harsh conditions, a wind turbine can face wear and tear. Maintenance work is risky and costly because it is very risky to climb up to a height of 120 meters now, which is becoming very normal. And to work on at that height is very risky. We need to be very sure and strong. We need to have very strong team for uh, doing all that activity. Giving example in Dharo Jampi corridor, initial project cost they required building out grid connection and dealing with the lack of local manufacturing. However, the government supported that, and because of that, uh, they upgraded the grid. But that was a huge cost that was associated with overall development, and that impacted the timelines of the project as well. Can you do the next slide, please? Just to give you an example of what best practices can be for to manage all the various important uh, concerns that have been raised. First of all, for all environmental and social issues, we need to be very vigilant. We have to involve the stakeholders early for the technical side, for and for the forecasting and tools, all that stuff. We have to embrace the technology, the AI, the modern tools, IoT-based equipment. We have to use all those so that we can reduce the any slippage or the impact. We have to make sure that we are following standardization in templates so that we should avoid any recurring tasks. and we can reduce the soft components of the cost. The contract framework should be very robust. It has to be well structured so that should reduce the cost for the sponsors, for the lenders, for the developers, for the government as well. We have to keep building the capacity of not only the team who is going to be associated with the project, but with the local people as well. We can transfer the knowledge, we can train them, we can use them for skill as well as unskilled work, so that they should also feel that they are given proper attention and opportunity to have the livelihood from those projects. And continuous improvement is very important so that we can feed the lesson learned from the projects for any problem that come across in the future. New business models are coming across. We need to keep an eye on that. If we're going to plan new projects, we need to introduce new business models so that we can overcome the challenges that we come across in due course. Next slide. Just to give you example of a global study, the first one is Belban Solar Park. It's a very famous solar park. This is one of the largest solar installation in the world. It is size 1.8 gigawatt solar complex. It is installed in Sahara Desert that is continuously consists of 32 contiguous utility scale projects across 36 square kilometers. It's a cornerstone of the Aegis plan for human energy. Uh, there were international consultants involved in this project. Wood PLC were the technical advisor for the project. They performed comprehensive pre-construction due diligence during construction, provided governance, oversight, and until the project reached commercial operations. The challenges which were faced during the project was the technical requirements and timelines across the 32 projects that was very critical because every plant was to be connected with the grid and the infrastructure was not at that time available. They had to develop the infrastructure and they had to share the best practices among the developers. There were some environmental challenges for building in a remote desert and they were to be managed as well. The consulting team, they successfully managed these challenges and eventually they delivered the park within the 3 years, and it was groundbreaking was done. The project stands as a global example for scaling solar power projects. One of the successful examples is there. The lesson from the project is that the large scale projects can be undertaken and renewable projects can be benefited with a strong PMC at both the planning and execution stages to manage the complexities, ensure technical robustness, and install confidence in finances. Banban's success has spurred further renewable investment in the region, and this can be a test case for SAARC region as well. We can also invite so much of investment in this stream as well. Next slide. Fine. If we talk about just to give you an example of a wind power project that was installed in Chhattisgarh, it was developed in the cluster forms that for which the Sindh government they provided the land. A consultant was appointed as a global consultancy for as an honor genius. The project was financed by IFC. It was connected, and because of that project successfully run and delivered, that help in growing the overall capacity of this whole wind installation by 2025 around 1.8 gigawatt. Challenges still are there. Grid constraints are being there. However, the strong project management and technical advisors that were deployed in the site, they help de-risking projects established wind power credibility in Pakistan. We can also see another example. It's India Solar Park program. It's been successfully been done. Like the Badla Solar Park in Rajasthan, it was 2.2 gigawatt solar park. A dedicated government agency managed the land acquisition, permitting, and multiple developers. PMC aspects were integrated herein. this model basically it helps reducing the soft cost, and because of reducing the soft cost, the tariff were brought down into a large scale, and it successfully commissioning this project and led to more than 70 solar zones that been installed, and of course the capacity of solar now in India is reaching to over 19 gigawatt, which is humongous. With Pakistan, we already have the grid scale capacity is 0.6 gigawatt, where in India it's now reaching 119 gigawatts, which is huge. The key takeaway is that both the engaging experience and consultants and institutionalized program management teams, we have to be very careful so that we can deliver projects at scale. And these examples provide models for other countries in the region to follow, providing international expertise and local execution to achieve their clean energy ambitions. Next slide, please. As a conclusion and way forward, I would suggest that all the participants, all the professionals who are involved in developing renewable power projects, we should follow a very comprehensive approach, a holistic discipline that ensures projects are successfully completed from the initial feasibility to execution. We have to recap the benefits, keeping in view that the effective PNC helps harness local resources, reduce costs, mitigate risk, and ensure compliance in the lines with the national goals, and keeping the all stakeholders active and engaged. We can empower SAARC region with renewable power by leveraging the global best practices and regional cooperation. We can overcome challenges which is currently being faced. We can strengthen each other. We can strengthen local capacity. We can scale the renewable power, and in the future, we can see that the role of professionals grow in overall renewable power development. We are going to embrace the digital transformation in this overall team, where the professionals in the project management consultants, they have a very huge role to play. My final thought would be that successful ID deployment is not just about the technology or finance, but it's all about just execution. We as the consultants, we project management consultants, we have to be diligent. We need to deliver projects on time, budget, and the quality, and benefits are fully realized for our commitments and for the betterment of the communities associated. If you are next slide. Thank you for your attention. I welcome your questions, and I think together, let's drive renewable energy within the SAARC region. One of the questions that have been forwarded to me by the organizer is that regarding the procurement and contracting and being a project manager, it's vital to keep track of the manufacturing timely deliverables. At times, the contractors are least responsive to the inquiries and lead to delay in project. Yeah, see, in most of the cases, to answer this question, what we have to do, as I indicated, we need to be very careful while we are having the contractual arrangement. These contracts should categorically state that if there would be any delays at part of the equipment suppliers or contractors or manufacturers, those delays should be associated with some kind of a penalization, some kind of liability damages, so that we should make sure that if the delay is occurred because of those entities, they should pay for that. And any compensation or amount received as a result of the penalization can contribute to overcome the losses that a project may face in due course. So this is an important element we need to take care of. In order that I have seen examples in 3 to 4 projects here in Pakistan, when if there would be any delay caused as a result of equipment supplier, the sponsor they impose the liquidity damages, and in order to avoid those LDs, the suppliers they amended their way of dealing, and they were more vigilant in the future. So this is an important element we need to take care of. So I'm available for any more questions if there is any.
So, Dr. Yusuf, there is a question from Farhan Malik. What is the impact of free subsidies on renewable project return? In Egypt context, there is low cost of diesel, and how to mitigate that?
Yeah, this is a very important question, and we have seen that the fuels being subsidized for different utilization and for different purposes. The important aspect is that even after all these efforts, we have not been able to completely transit to renewable power. And because of that, we are still dependent upon fossil fuels to meet our energy needs. And in that case, from the government point of view, if they remove those subsidies, of course, the end consumer will be suffering. Likewise, in SAARC region, most of the population is um, hardly making their days to meet. And if there would be any additional costs associated with energy, that will impact their livelihood. To avoid that impact, the government still are announcing those kind of subsidies. The important element associated with this that the prices of renewable power are becoming so low that now even if there is the subsidy associated, that is not impacting a lot.
Dr.
Like when-
Yusuf, I request you to be very short. We are running over time.
Yeah, I'm just responding, completing. Because of this cost reduction of solar becoming so cheap that for the cost of fossil fuel subsidies is not impacting a lot nowadays. Next slide. Next question, if there any.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yusuf, for your excellent presentation. So we have few other questions, but if we have time, we will cover it after the second presentation. And thank you very much for taking us the major consideration and activities. Still, I request you please stay online.
Thank you.
So, participant, we may still send us the question in this previous part of presentation and the next presentation. So, I have already introduced our second presentation, Mr. Madhu Prasad Betwal, at the start. Again, with over 42 years of experience, he has served in leadership across major government institutions and project in Nepal. His career journey spans from general executive officer in various energy and as well as he served as a secretary government of Nepal. So with this, Madhu sir, please, the follow-up is yours. Madhu sir, you are muted, please. On your mic, sir. On your mic. Please on your mic. Yes, good.
So, am I
Yes,
audible now?
Yes,
Thank you very much. So my slides, can you see my slides?
Yes, but you can zoom
Okay.
in. You can zoom in, sir.
Okay,
Slide
thank
mode.
you. Thank you. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you for the excellent presentation to Dr. Irfan Yusuf. Yes.
Sir, you are not showing your full presentation mode, sir. Just you can click that right button or maybe F5.
So,
Sir,
are you?
you can start F5 button or you can just make it bigger, sir. Full presentation mode.
No?
Sir, just start F5.
Okay. So now some of the presentations that I'm going to take is first I will cover some of the findings of World Commission report on dam, and then some misfortune in the renewable energy projects, various modalities of development and operation of renewable energy projects. And then I will cover two project management consultant, roles of PMC, scope of PMC in a renewable energy project, and more focus on hydropower projects. And in the end, I will cover conclusion in way forward. Okay. The World Commission report has been published in 2000. Concerns were raised about large.
Madhu sir, can I stop you for a minute, please? So can you please press the function F5 button from your keyboard, so it will be on a full presentation mode.
So it's in the presentation mode from my computer.
Or it could be a glitch. So it's better to share a screen or
Sir,
I
sir.
share my
Yes. Sir, who will share your slides, sir?
So as you are not showing us on a full presentation mode. However, we can see your presentation, but it's not on a full screen. It's not on a full screen.
Sir,
To show the screen
Yes.
on a full screen.
sir, from keyboard you can strike F5 button, sir. That is at the top row of your
F5.
F5.
Yes. F5. F5. Yeah. Is it okay?
No, sir, it's not okay. So what I do, I share my screen, the slides I have already downloaded. So I share
Okay.
my screen and then you can guide me through. Okay. So
Okay,
audience can
okay.
have. Okay. Now I am going to share you my screen.
Okay, very good. So thank you. Apology for the delay in the problems in presentation.
It's okay, sir. Sir, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Go ahead,
Okay.
please.
Advanced slide.
So today I'm going to present about the findings of WCD reports and some misperceptions in renewable energy projects, various development modality and operation of the renewable energy projects. And then I will cover the project management consultant, its roles, rights, and scope. Particularly more focus I will give on the hydropower projects. Next slide. In the mid of 1990s, there were concerns were raised about large dam, about their performance, impacts caused by the large dam, and in this background, in February 1998, an independent commission of 12 members was formed. And the committee critically reviewed large dams worldwide, assess their benefits, cost, shortcomings globally. And the findings of the commission were especially large dams have delivered substantial benefits, but many dams could not fulfill the expected benefits. Most of the projects, they are cost overrun around 56%. Also, it was found resettlement and compensations were often inadequate, benefits were overestimated, and dam had caused serious ecological impacts, and mitigation measures proposed were very weak, absent, and sharing of benefits was lacking. These are some major findings from the WCD reports. Next, please. Next slide, please. The WCD, in fact, in years of almost 2 years analysis, discussions, they have proposed 5 core values ultimately, they are equity, efficiency, participatory decision-making, accountability, and sustainability. These are the core values to be employed such that sustainable women development and equitable distribution of cost and benefits can be attained from the projects. It has recommended 7 strategic priorities like gaining public acceptance or social license, comprehensive option assessment, and then sustaining rivers and livelihoods, ensuring compliances, recognizes entitlement and sharing benefits, sharing river for peace and development. So these are the 7 strategic priorities recommended by WCD, and in every project it is mentioned different stages like need assessment, selecting alternatives, and then project preparation, project implementation, and project operation. These are the 5 key decision stages for implementing energy projects. And the outcomes from this WCD report is most of the nations, they have incorporated the recommendations in their laws, regulation, and guidelines. Even the financing institutions like IFC, World Bank, ADB, they have prepared documents uh, to considering those recommendations of WCD. Next slide, please. Now I'll cover renewable projects are always not beneficial. Sometimes there happens disasters, there occurs disasters. As you see in the left side, this is a project in Russia, 6,400 megawatt. An accident was occurred on 17 August. 2 turbines broke, and then the turbine hall and engine rooms were flooded. Out of 10 turbines, 9 were damaged, and almost 75 people were killed. In the right side, you can see projects, Bhotekoshi hydropower project in Nepal, which is 45 megawatt. The Gulf washed away the dam sites, the descenders, all the projects, and almost we could not generate the power for around 4 years in that projects. Next slide, please. Here is a summary of some misfortune in the renewable energy projects. I have listed some events in India like Sri Sailam Dam, the Uriganga hydropower projects, Tista power projects, and one project is Sakri solar project, Maharashtra, and one project in USA. So these projects have been suffered with the disasters like floodings, globes, and somewhere the solar projects, storms, they blew off roof of inverter room panels. Severe hailstorm broke the panels. So these are the events. So sometimes we could not get the desired outcomes from the renewable projects, and a careful preparation of preparedness is required for sustainable development of renewable energy project. So well preparedness is very urgent, so as to minimize the probable impacts from the floods or glacier lake outburst floods or hailstorm like that. Next slide, please. So there are few examples. Projects have been delayed and cost overrun has been occurred, like the project in Pakistan, Neelum Jhelum hydropower project. It was delayed by 9 years, and cost overrun was around 400%. Similarly, in Bhutan, Punat Sangchu 1 hydropower projects, cost overrun was around 166%, and it was delayed by almost 1 decade due to major landslide at the dam site. Similarly, in India, Sarva Kudu hydropower projects, it was delayed by 8 years due to adverse geology, And Parvati second hydropower projects, geological surprises resulted 20 years delay of the projects, and cost has been escalated by 330%. In Nepal too, Upper Tamakosi hydropower projects, which is now operation, has been delayed by around 5 years, and cost has been doubled, almost doubled, because of several reasons: disasters, earthquake disaster, landslides, and geological surprises and contractual issues. In Rajasthan and Gujarat, the strong desert winds toppled large portion of solar arrays in multiple plants in 2020 to 2022. Even in Australia, solar farms have been damaged by the windstorm. So these are the concerns. There are geological surprises, floods, glacier lakes, hailstorm or storm wind that has hindered, delayed the projects, and cost has been escalated. Next slide, please. So in this context, I think we need to rethink modality on the renewable energy projects so as to minimize those disasters or minimize the impact of probable disasters in renewable energy projects. In this slide, I'm going to just cover some of the development modality. For a small project, I think unit rate or design build method is good. That could be applicable. Whereas for larger projects, you see, to be taken by the public sector, EPC contract could be a better approach to develop and operate the projects. Similarly, for the larger cross-border projects, I think it is to be developed. The appropriate would be to develop by PPP modality, public-private partnership, or their JV, government to government, or it could be government and private. So that could be the development modality suitable for the development and operation of power projects. Next slide, please. So now I'm going to cover the project management consultancy. I think the previous presenter has excellently elaborated about PMC and its benefits. So I don't want to go in details. Only I like to highlight on the benefits of the PMC. It offers high quality services, efficiency and economy. It brings specialized expertise in engineering, project financing, and regulatory compliance. It ensures transparency. It provides confidence to the lenders and investors. It minimizes cost overruns. It minimizes technical challenges. It minimizes technical challenges and it reduces delays that could be caused by geological surprises, natural force major events like floods, gulf. Next slide, please. The role of the PMC in the renewable energy project. As presented earlier, the role of the PMC is to prepare bankable feasibility and environmental study report of the projects, to have strategic planning, to assess the risks during the design, during the construction, during the operations, to review the designs, to revise the cost estimate, and to find out the revenue stream from the projects, to have a power purchase agreement, to assist in having power purchase agreement and financial close for a project to be developed by the IPPs, independent power producer or private sector, to find out various tasks to be carried out, break the project into major components like civil, electrical, hydromechanical,
Hello? Dear participant, I think there is some issues. Internet. Modi sir, if you could hear us, we are not hearing your sound. Hello, Madhu sir? We cannot hear and see you.
Sir, are you there?
Sir, 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 you are.
Oh, sir.
No, sir, you are already there, sir. No need to connect again. Sir, you are there. Cannot see the slide. You able to see the slide.
So
Yes,
sir,
it's
there.
okay, sir. Can you see now? Yes. Sir, please go on. Sir, you
are muted, sir.
Sir, you are muted. Sir, you are muted.
Okay.
Sir, please only. Yes, now okay.
Okay. Please go to the presentation mode. Slide mode.
Yes, I am on presentation. The presentation mode, yes.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yes. Another role of the yes. So next slide, please. I have covered this slide. Okay. Another role of PMC is contract and procurement management. So we needs to prepare bidding documents, assist in tendering, and evaluating bids received and support contract negotiation. Another important role is team building. It ensures effective communication among members of consultant in resolving encounter unforeseen problem timely. And then construction supervision monitors civil works, mainly dams, conveyance systems, power hours, hydromechanical and electromechanical installation. Another role is as a quality assurance, ensure international standards in materials, equipments, and workmanship. Another role is to monitor the progress, track the project timelines, resource using tools like CPM and POD, MS Project or Primavera. And then risk management, manage identified risks such as floods, geotechnical uncertainties, delays in equipment supply, implements mitigation measures. Another role is on health, safety, and environment. It It should monitor compliance as mentioned in the approved environmental and management plan, safeguards, social impacts, and safety standards. Another important role is stakeholder coordination. There are so many stakeholders in a renewable energy projects, and the PMC need to enhance communication among the project developer, contractors, government regulators, lenders, local communities, and ultimately testing and commissioning. It has significant important roles to ensure the renewable energy project is tested, commissioned, and handed over for a smooth operation. Next slide, please. PMC, in order to perform its roles and scope of works mentioned in the tour, it needs some rights like access rights, inspection right, certification rights, recommendation rights, communication rights, decision making rights. But in regard to decision making, authority to approve minor changes in the design methods without affecting the cost to the owner's cost in the project. And dispute support rights. These are some rights to be granted to the PMC so as to educate its scope of works as mentioned in the tour. Next slide, please. In general, the scope of PMC, it varies with the procurement modality, ownership of the project, and status of the project. Depending upon those, the scope of PMC varies. So in unit rate or DBB method, scope is broad. The PMC is responsible for preparing DPR, tendering, design review, full construction supervision, certification of deals, variations, commissioning, safeguard enforcement. In case of unit rate contracts for small projects. In case of large projects or EPC contract, the scope is narrowed. Its role is to oversight, to review the submitted design reports, drawings, milestone certification, quality insurance, safeguard checks, commissioning verifications. In case of good projects, the scope for the PMC is very nominal, very minimal, and it depends on who hires them. In case of owners engineers, it supports on design review, review of drawings, EPC supervision, commissioning. In case of lenders engineers, the role of PMC would be independent monitoring, safeguard compliance, concession compliance. These are the some of the scope of works which varies depending upon the modality of the development of energy projects. Next slide, please. Now I will go to scope of work during the pre-construction phase. If feasibility assessment report has not been prepared, then the PMC has to prepare feasibility and EIA study report as mentioned in the terms of reference. And the terms of reference, it varies depending upon the size of the projects. In the beginning, the PMC need to identify sites and carry out DEX study of the projects. And then in the next stage, the resource assessment. Like the PMC needs to collect and validate renewable resource data like solar radiation, rainfall, runoff, sediment, sunshine hours, wind velocity, pan evaporation, seismic data, geology of the area, geological fault, quarry sites, quality and quantum of construction materials in the quarry sites, glacial lakes in the upstream of the projects. That is to be assessed by the PMC. Similarly, depending upon requirement, need to install measurement equipment like rainfall, rain gauges, steam gauges, solar radiation sensors, wind mass, and then need to observe the data. Similarly, needs to carry out topographical survey, geological study like diamond core drilling, auger boring, ERT, audit tunnels, and carry out several tests so as to know the site conditions and propose suitable infrastructures in the area. Also need to find out glacier lake outburst floods, potential glacier lakes that could be burst at any time, and possible impacts in the project area that is to be assessed. Similarly, sediment loads, bed load and suspended loads need to be find out. Particle size distribution analysis needs to be prepared, and long-term availability of water and expected floods, probable maximum floods, etc. are to be find out. Also, we need to find out gross head, then net head. Also, we need to find out we need to estimate annual seasonal energy generation potentials. We means here I am saying to the PMC. Next slide, please. Also, the important thing is risk assessment. The PMC need to identify technical, financial, environmental, regulatory, climatic, globes, floods, earthquake risks in the project area. Assess the probability and likelihood of impacts from each risk, and then recommend mitigation measures and propose to mitigate measures like insurance or contracting models. In case of APC, the contractor will be responsible to take the risks, some of the risks during construction. After assessing the risks, then need to prepare technical feasibility study. So need to prepare conceptual designs, layouts, plant sizings, following the best practices, safety protocols, and the risks identified. Also, we need to consider the PMC need to consider grid codes, international electro IEC standards, ISO standards, Indian standards, design guidelines of the respective countries need to be considered. Optimize each of the project components and then the projects as a whole, considering market risks, expected price of the electricity in the market. The PMC need to evaluate grid integration, transmission availability, and evacuation capacity. That is length and voltage of the transmission line from the powerhouse or the power station to the nearest grid substations. Identify interconnection points, carry out power evacuation, access or project road, construction power, other infrastructure. So those things are to be studied by the PMC. Next slide, please. Next slide. Back, please. Could you go back? Okay. Another important thing is to carry out environmental and social impact study that could be that could be resulted from the implementation and operation of the projects. Physical, biological, and socio-economic and cultural impacts are to be assessed. For instance, land use, biodiversity, emissions, water use, involuntary resettlement, livelihood, cultural heritage. So those studies need to be carried out following the national laws, regulation, and international guidelines in case of large projects. Inform about the proposed project to the affected people. That would be the major concern of PMC, so as to get social license from the to develop the project. Also prepare environmental and social impact assessment along with the mitigation measures. Need to prepare environmental and social protection plan in line with the national and international safeguards. The PMC need to prepare drawings, cost estimates, and find out the project cost, carry out financial and economic analysis, considering the cost, expected revenue from the project, operation cost, various taxes, incentives to be provided, and then find out net present value, internal rate of return, payback period or debt service coverage ratio, and also further need to carry out sensitivity analysis and scenario analysis so as to find out the attractiveness of the projects, whether to implement the project or not. That is to be find out from this analysis. Next slide, please. Further, the PMC need to review applicable national renewable energy policies, acts, and grid codes. Need to access permitting requirements like land use clearance, environmental approvals, forest land diversion, aviation or defense clearance, etc. are to be required, are to be assessed. And then, as mentioned earlier, strong stakeholder consultation is utmost important so as to minimize the conflicts later during implementation and operation of the projects. Need to engage government agencies, utilities, local authorities, and communities. Collect inputs from the developers, investors, project affected people, and then document stakeholder concerns and incorporate them into recommendations. Next slide, please. And then the PMC need to prepare implementation strategy, prepare a roadmap for project execution, DPR preparation, financing, EPC and commissioning. Those strategies to be prepared. Suggest project structuring, propose procurement and contracting strategy. The appropriate contracting strategy is to be recommended. Prepare consolidated implementation plan considering various packages, contractors, suppliers, season for the best delivery. We need to prepare a consolidated implementation plan. And then ultimately, we prepare a bankable feasibility report. The PMC need to prepare a bankable feasibility report and provide clear recommendations whether to proceed or not. So next slide, please. So these are some of the scope of works that that PMC need to be carried out while preparing feasibility assessment of the project, renewable energy project. And now during the pre-construction phase, there are other activities to be carried out by the PMC. For instance, reassess the risks if necessary and carry out additional investigations, collect additional hydrometeorological data, review reports from dam safety received from dam safety panel of experts, environmental and social panel of experts, if any, in case of larger dam projects. Review environmental and social studies, including ESIA, ESMP, if any. Review report of hydraulic model studies. It could be physical model or it could be simulation model. Review national and international safety guidelines, performance standards, grid codes. Review emergency preparedness plan, disaster management plan, and then based on above, the PMC need to update feasibility report or detailed project report or detailed engineering design, including design parameters, layout, drawings, and cost estimate. So this is one of support that PMC could do during the pre-construction phase. Another important task is updating the environmental and social management plan. The PMC need to review and update the environmental and social management plan, as well as environmental and social protection plan, including health, safety protection during construction, installation works, and ensure that these are appropriately integrated into the bidding and contract documents. The findings, the measures proposed in these mitigation plans, social ESMP or ESPP, that should be reflected in the bidding documents and contract documents. Next slide, please. Other supports, the PMC need to review procurement plan for constructions suppliers, prepare pre-qualification documents for each contract package, confirming national laws, guidelines, and procurement of guidelines of financing institutions like World Bank or ADB. If we are taking finance from World Bank, ADB, or other donor agency, their guideline need to be taken considered. Another task is to prepare tender documents and specifications as per national laws and guidelines, including standard procurement documents, as mentioned in the FEDIC document or as mentioned in the standard procurement document of financing institutions. Also update project implementation schedule during bidding process and construction work. Assist during tendering, like clarifications, evaluation, negotiation, award of contracts. Support owner for having financial close, power purchase agreement, project development agreement that could be taken by independent power producer. Also, PMC need to support to get necessary approval like permit for tree cutting, land acquisition, administrative approvals, and also need to prepare disaster management plan to avoid probable disaster or minimize the impacts from disaster. Next slide, please. Another important task of the PMC is review of preparation of safeguard documents. Need to prepare review of dam safety plans that consist construction and supervision and quality assurance plan, emergency preparedness plan, instrumentation plan, and operation and maintenance plan. So those are to be reviewed, and if they have not been prepared, the PMC need to prepare those documents so that the dam project will be safe. Dam will be safe and minimum hazards to the downstream people because of unexpected floods or pipings, overtopping, or falling of dams. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, during the construction phase, now we are entering the major scope of work during the construction phase of the renewable energy project. The PMC need to examine, need to review and approve the contractor's design parameters, design documents, drawings, for the execution of EPC, plant design, build contract to ensure employer's requirement. PMC need to review contractor's implementation program, and also it needs to supervise the construction activities. So carry out full-time supervision for achieving a project on time at the desired quality and enhancing safety. In coordination with the owner, the PMC need to check, review, and issue no objection or reject on and record as per the technical specifications for contractors, construction plant and equipment, for material of construction and method of statements, testing procedures and results, and manufacturing, installation, test, commissioning and initial operation of electromechanical and hydromechanical equipment. So these are to be supervised by PMC during the construction phase. Next slide, please. The PMC need to monitor compliance with the specific provision of environmental and social management plan, environmental and social protection plan, resettlement action plan, livelihood restoration plan. Those are prepared as per the national rules or as per the guideline of financing institutions. Another important task of PMC is maintain contract records, assess claims, recommend time and cost variations, certify payments, and update the same to the owner regularly. Another task of PMC is to update the risks register and any new risks that may have been identified. And then regularly submit detailed monthly reports to the lenders or owners, and carry out a regular inspection of materials and workmanship and acceptance tests to ensure compliance with the specifications. Carry out at a time of substantial completion of the works and arrange for issue of certificates in coordination with the owner. So during the testing and commissioning, the PMC need to observe while taking all tests and issue taking over certificates or defect liability period. And then ultimately at the end, need to submit completion report for each of the contract in conjunction with the issuance of each taking over certificates. Next slide, please. During the, this is after post-construction phase,
Excuse me, sir, may I request you to just increase your speed slightly?
Yeah, just 3 or 4 slides.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, please.
After the heading need to be corrected, it is during the post-construction phase, periodic inspection need to be carried out by the PMC up to defect liability period. Prepare operation and maintenance strategy. Undertake periodic inspection during the defects liability period and notify the client and contractors of any defect and supervise their replacement or repair. And then prepare operation and maintenance strategy. Assist the plant owner for operating the plant. Provide training to the owner's staff and monitor, controlling and reporting the operational performance of the projects. So these are the tasks of the PMC during the post-construction phase. Please, next slide. Next slide. There are several risks that is encounter. I have discussed those risks, so I won't want to go detail. You can see the slides. Next slide, please. Financing strategy need to you see the PMC need to prepare financing strategy, cash flow management, risk financing, contingency planning, tariff or revenue analysis, financial reporting, financing closing or audit. These are the some of the tasks to be carried out. Next slide, please. In the end, renewable energy projects are vital for meeting needs of clean energy and enhance quality life of our people. But it requires a significant investment and also the time. And it have renewable energy project have complex technical, environmental, financial, regulatory concerns, as well as there are many stakeholders to realize. Many stakeholders are required to realize that project. Of course, due to inadequate planning, inadequate risk assessment, inadequate project investigation and project design, weak project management, this has resulted delays in the project's cost overrun as well as shortfall in the performance of the renewable energy projects. So in that context, the role of PMC is very crucial to minimize risks and delays and to prepare bankable feasibility reports and improving quality, safety and sustainability of the projects. So what should we need to do further? We need to institutionalize PMC in renewable projects through policies, terms of references and legal framework. We need to strengthen procurement and contracts for clarity and transparency. We need to build technical expertise with digital tools and knowledge transfer, promote regional cooperation to share knowledge and resources like this, and encourage private developers to use PMC so as to safeguard investors' confidence in the renewable energy projects. With this, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your excellent presentation. So, and again, I'd like to say thank you to both the presenters for taking us through the theme of our title of present webinar. So, especially we covered the definition, role of PMC, starting from feasibility study, financing and financial structure, regulatory compliance, and permitting, risk management, procurement and contracting, construction management, supervision, stakeholder engagement, performance monitoring and optimization challenges. Also, we could able to see some global case studies and forward and conclusion. So, dear participants, we are running out of the time, so we apologize that we are not going to cover the question. And due to some protocol and norms, considering time constraint, we could not unmute some participant on their request. Because this the presentation is available on SAARC Energy Center website very shortly. So, Madhu sir, sorry, we are not going to take the question from the audience. Do you want to say something?
Thank you, Tula sir, for providing opportunity for this presentation. In fact, I'm also learning from this presentation and discussions. I'm not an expert, but you see, whatever knowledge I have gathered has been shared through this presentation. Thank you for the participations. But in fact, technology raise questions on operating this webinar on time, but anyway, we managed to complete this session. Thank you for providing opportunity for these presentations.
Okay, thank you, sir. Dr. Ishu, if you are there, please kindly share your word.
Yeah,
Hello?
thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tolaram, and I'm really grateful to SAARC Energy Center for providing this opportunity to share experience and knowledge with the participants. It has always been a wonderful experience to engage with the diversified professionals from different fields. We are available for any questions that come across in due course, and my email and contact details are with the SAARC Energy Center. If somebody wants to get in touch, I'd be more than happy to connect with them and respond to the queries. Just one liner, renewable energy is it's the reality, and we have to, being professional in this field, we have to deliver with utmost perfection and complying with relevant standards and practices. We are here to work together to make this energy transition that's enforceable amicably. Thank you, SAARC Energy Center, for the opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you so much. Dear participant, our next webinar is scheduled on project financing and business model for large scale pump hydro projects. That is on Monday, 22nd September 2025. So with me signing out. Thank you again for joining us today and look forward to see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the present.
Thank